With power, as we all know, comes great responsibility. I will not preach, but I will say that over the last 15 to 20 years of my life, I've seen how dangerous power can be. But I've also seen how powerful it can be to use that power for influence and to genuinely, deliberately create and affect change. The work I do is meant to be disruptive. It's meant to help shift power from the hands of the few into the hands of the many. It's meant to get more girls in the room, shout out to She Wins, for the benefit of the girls and the boys. It's meant to shift purchasing power, to shift hiring powers, to empower and to democratize power in a way that is ultimately disruptive. Maybe because I was raised by an activist who embedded in us a strong sense of justice, that I still believe in the ability to shift power and to use it to influence change. Power dynamics are not pleasant, and I do not want to paint a fake rosy picture about some utopian alternative universe where we overthrow institutional power and live in some egalitarian society. We all must still work within these systems, trying to disrupt them from the outside or the inside. Some will be more drastic measures than others, but there are three things that stand out for me when I think about power. One, I already started with, which is using your power for good, for influence. Two, is that the easiest way to lose your power is by giving it up. Don't assume that you do not have any power. In fact, I'll give you a good example. When I worked at the Brooklyn Navy Yard, I had a love-hate relationship with a colleague who was always pushing me to get out of the weeds, to be intentional about where I sat at the table, literally, how I positioned myself and assumed a leadership role. I was so focused on the work that I didn't care about that. I was winning, making an impact, and part of a team that was doing groundbreaking work in economic development, creating jobs, closing the gap between the community and the economic engine that sat in their backyard. And he or she was worrying about what seat I took at an event or at a senior staff meeting. In retrospect, I understand what she was trying to do and draw my attention to. I had power that I was giving up. How often do we defer to others that we think are better positioned or more knowledgeable? What I took from her years of nudging me was less about position and more about owning the power of your space and not being afraid for others to see it.